I'm joined now by Chef Joe Baker, who has a delicious dessert in store for us. Joe, what are we going to cook today?
So today we're going to make chocolate mousse. So what we have is we have heavy cream in 2 separate measures, and then we have dark chocolate. This ratio is perfect at its even parts. So we have 5 ounces of heavy cream, 5 ounces of chocolate, 5 more ounces of heavy cream. What we're going to do is we're actually create what's called ganache. Ganache is our perfect emulsion in the pastry world. Now, an emulsification is a mixture of 2 things that don't want to go together, and we're going to accommodate that by gently stirring it. So this needs to be at a near boil, a perfect scald. That way we can completely melt the chocolate and fully emulsify it. So while my cream is heating, I'm going to stir it just gently. We have a little bit of simmering going on, right? I'm going to remove it from heat, pour it right over the chocolate. Make sure it all gets in there. Give it a quick shake to make sure all your chocolate is down in the cream. And then we're just gonna let it sit for a moment. While it's sitting, we're gently melting the chocolate. We're just gonna gently start whisking from the center, and you'll see we'll get something that starts to look like pudding, and as it emulsifies, we'll get something very, very thick and creamy. Now, I'm using a whisk, but I don't wanna incorporate air. Air will make this very, very dull, and it'll make it very grainy, which of course we don't want.
Sure.
So we're gonna whisk nice and slow. You can see we've already got a beautiful pudding-looking consistency. We get everything from the side. Continue whisking, and what we're trying to get is something that's very, very thick. You can smell just how rich the chocolate is. We don't want to denature it, but if we wanted to flavor it with salts or coffee or some liqueur, we absolutely could. Add it in very, very small amounts because we don't want to break the ratio.
Delicious.
So this is our beautiful ganache. It sets up very, very quickly, and for our chocolate mousse, we're just gonna set it aside. Now separately, Kandace has, again, 5 ounces of cream. To make our mousse, we need that cream to be whipped. And Kandace today is gonna whip for us by hand. It's a great workout, and you can actually force more air into it by doing it by hand. Now, something else that we need to do is we're gonna do what's called half whip. So if you'll stop for a moment, you see how we get those perfect trails that sit on top of themselves? That's exactly where we wanna be.
Oh, perfect.
What we're gonna do is we're actually gonna slowly add the chocolate to the cream. And then Kandace, if you'll whisk that in.
Okay.
Right? And what we're doing here is we're gonna start mixing. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and add the rest of it. So we're gonna do this in about 2 stages. And if everything's room temperature, it'll incorporate very, very nicely. It'll be very easy to work with. And you see we're getting a really beautiful, rich chocolate dessert going here. Now, I like to use my mousse at this texture because when I pour it, it'll settle flat. All right, so we have our chocolate mousse. We poured it into a cup. It settled flat for us. This goes in the refrigerator until it's completely set. You see it doesn't move, but we have a beautiful shine on it. Then I take chilled mousse. I have it in a piping bag for us today. And you can see, we can just pipe it just like chocolate frosting. Right on top, we let that go. So there you have it, 2-ingredient chocolate mousse. And as always,
Love it.
the proof is in the tasting.
Hey, I don't mind that. Wow. Thank you, Joe. This is awesome.
Thank you. I love being here. Thank you again.
As always, we love having you.
To get this recipe and others, be sure to visit our website, todaywithkandace.com. And if you'd like to learn more about Joe and his culinary creations, check out joethebaker.com.